Hi, my loves. Okay, this is going to be a winter solstice energy check-in. We're going to have group 1 water scrying with candle, group 2 crystal ball scrying. I'll do tarot or oracle cards or a bit of both, maybe some antique Lenormand cards for both. You can also listen to both. You can also use the timeline as an oracle to skip through. Please remember that tarot is a wonderful tool to connect you to current energies if it resonates, but that you have the power to manifest whatever you like. So use it as a tool to show you where you're at. And if you don't like it, know you can change it. I did a video about that. What else? We're just going to see what comes through. I was meant to go out tonight and I was on my way out and the bus wouldn't go because there was like a traffic jam. And I was like, well, I kind of wanted to like do a general reading anyway. So we're going to do this for the winter solstice. I haven't done a reading for a bit. I've been doing more little like bits, advice bits or like questions from you guys. So I thought it'd be nice to do a general reading. Description box below if you want to book a personal reading. Let's connect in. Connecting in to everyone who's going to watch this across all time and space. Showing all chances, changes, possibilities, probabilities, my team of light. Connecting into my higher self. My gatekeeper guide, keeping me safe and protected throughout. Channeling clear messages through me, allowing me to see what I need to know for the highest good of my viewers. Conveying clear messages for them. All chances, changes, possibilities, probabilities, anything that comes through for their highest good. Linking them into 2 groups. My gatekeeper guide, keeping me safe and protected throughout. Closing down the energies, restoring the auric fields. And wrapping us all in universal love, light and protection at the end of the reading. Thank you. I'm very drawn to my wind chime, which I have above me. I don't know if that means something to one of you. It's a rainbow wind chime. I never normally look at it. And everything always has a kind of significance in reading. So it could be meaningful for someone. Okay, I'm going to start with water scrying. And then we're going to go on to the crystal ball. Peacock is also jumping out of my map. My star chart. Let's hope we have, yep. Does anyone else superstitiously put matches they've already used back in the box? My mother always does that, so I do it. And then I'm like, are there any matches? Okay. It reminds me of like, also you can do spell work using single matches and setting your intentions. So that might be for someone too. Okie dokie. My group 1 people, what is it we need to know? Is there anything we need to know here? As the clouds drift by and beautiful petals, what's it called? It's like spring blossom. I don't know what it's called. It's very cherry blossom. It reminds me of Japan. I'm getting like a Japanese cherry blossom onto the water energy. Very beautiful, very yin energy, very feminine energy. Springtime. It could be some kind of nostalgic springtime energy, but I'm getting it quite, oh, it's beautiful. It's making a heart in there as well. I'm actually getting chills, like this is very emotive for someone. This is maybe just for one person. There's something here about blossoms in spring and Japan, or woodcuts. You know, the kind of aesthetic. Maybe it's a specific painting that they're trying to show me. I'm also getting like water lilies, like Monet, obviously. Oh wow, and the way it just dripped down was super beautiful, almost like cascading water. So I'm getting all sorts of like rock pools and finding things in rock pools, childish joy, like children discovering things in the rock pool. This could be a childhood memory, or this could be something relating to a child. You may have a child. This could be maybe something you did with your mother. I was talking about my mother and the matches as well. Juicy. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. Maybe it's also Lucy, I don't know. I keep hearing 3, so it could be like there were 3 of us. And I'm not getting that in a third party energy. My God, as I said it, a 3 came out. Hang on, I'll let it cool down. It's like a family vibe. Do you see that, or is it the other way around? It's like a family vibe. And also it could be like mind, body, soul. Like the 3, you know, it's like a religious mind, body, spirit, the dove, you know, all of that vibe. If it resonates and it feels comfortable to write it in the comments, I would be interested in this one. What else do we need to know maybe about money for this group of people? I feel like money is accumulating. It's actually piling up. It's good. You can try saying the affirmation, as soon as money leaves my bank account, it comes back multiplied, if that's something you're trying to achieve. But money flows steadily and easily for this group, or it easily can become that way if that's something you're wanting. It feels like also something is being built up in terms of your career, in terms of something solid, but it's gradiated, which doesn't totally make sense for me. Maybe it's like the Between Worlds card, because that has a gradient, but there's like an accumulation and it's denser at the bottom and then it gets lighter and lighter. So maybe you've lost a bit of energy for something, or you were very focused on something and then it's keeping that energy going in the same way. But it seems pretty good other than that. Sorry, they are trying to say something to me. Someone helped you, you helped them, she helped me, she helps me. There could be a collaboration here with the 3 I got, and this feeling of pooling resources and help and assistance. Someone may need to be flexible in this situation if it's the case. They need to be flexible, they need to bend like bamboo and allow this to flow through them. There's no room for rigid egoism in this kind of thing. It's like energy has to be distributed and diverted equally. There could be a diversion as well as in what you're trying to do, and I'm getting like a horse, and in the I Ching the horse is something that endures a lot of burdens on it, like the good persevering mare is one of the hexagrams, and this could be about you taking on a lot of responsibility, or someone in the dynamic carrying it all. And there's a need for the horse to run freely. But also in the I Ching, they talk about the horse that runs into the barn, like it's like so eager to run. So there's something about containing the energy, maybe not getting it out or discussing it with too many people while it's in infancy, especially if it's something you're trying to manifest, because other people's opinions could hinder that. And if you know about manifestation, 3D reality does not matter, circumstances don't matter, and so you don't want people who are going to come in and give you their opinions, and that's definitely something that needs to be released here. And I think releasing that will allow this to flow. And in terms of love, There could have been a loss with love, something that you really wanted, and it's not gone forever. You can have it back. Whether it's the same person or not, you can have the energy of that. We're here to experience love. The fact that we are alive means that we are worthy of love and receiving love. But there may be some sadness relating to something around this that needs to be released. Anything else about love for this cohort? I don't know why I want to call you a cohort. That's not a word I normally use. Maybe that's like a university word or an American word, or is it like an army word? I don't know. Maybe that makes sense to you guys, or some of you. Yeah, there's a little tiny little fly that just, I don't have flies in here. A little fruit fly. Just, so that could be like there's a little like fly in the ointment. Because I feel like there's some of the wax is a bit, you know, like it's got a bit tarnished as well, or a bit tainted, and then this little fly in the ointment. So that could be significant if that you're dealing with someone and there's someone else and they're a bit like the fly in the ointment, or this could just be like the little annoying niggle you have that you can't get rid of. Surrender is not nothing bad happening again. It's like accepting your feelings for something, or accepting that there's a niggling and then being at peace with it. So you may need to find peace with a situation you find irritating that you want to kind of swat away. Okay, let's I send love and light out into the world. Let's get some cards for this and see if any of that comes through in the cards for you guys. So group 1 energies, that came out straight away. Ooh, 7 of Swords. The fly in the ointment, maybe. Need to be tactical. Perhaps too many people involved in something. Someone who ghosted you. Only if it resonates. Also needing to be true to yourself and speak your truth. Ensuring that you are in a place of integrity if you want to attract integrity to you. Oh. Wow. Okay, and the devil? Something needs to be released. This can talk of a toxic tie, the dark side of the Lovers. Can be Capricorn energy, doesn't have to be. King of Swords, someone who keeps their emotions closed off, in a box within a box. Can have narcissistic tendencies, doesn't have to be a narcissist. And this is an example of how you don't want to take on all of the energies in a tarot reading if they don't resonate. Okay, guys? We don't want to be manufacturing this energy if it doesn't apply, but it certainly applies to some of you. It's a very strong message that's coming out here about a need to release some kind of toxic behavior. It can be toxic behavior of your own around, you know, you obsessively looking at something that you shouldn't be, feeling very obsessive and addictive about a connection, and really needing to cut that tie, cut those cords, move forwards into calmer waters, leaving something behind that doesn't serve you. The Two of Cups is here. So there is certainly, the glare is annoying. There is certainly a soul connection here that we might be talking about. But again, perhaps that's a connection, a relationship. And then there's something in the periphery that maybe this other person needs to release the karmic energy. Maybe there's a fly in the ointment that is this and this. And the main thing is this, you know, that's possible, that there's a beautiful connection here and there is this fly in the ointment. The way to deal with this is by being in your power, single independent woman, not gender specific, single independent person. I do feel like career for you guys is pretty good. Group 1, maybe it's more of a love situation. I mean, a lot of people watch tarot for love. There's a need to release limiting beliefs, open up your heart space. if you're trying to manifest, make sure that you're releasing and letting go and coming from a place of love with an open heart. People have inner ties to us and they can feel our energy at a distance. It's like a river that runs under the ground for a long, long way before it comes up. And we can affect other people in our realities through our feelings and intentions. So if you're dealing with something that has this kind of energy and it needs to be cleaned up, you know, clean it up, do some meditation in yourself, speak to the person in the 5D in a meditative state, say everything you need to say, let them say everything they need to say to you, send them love, love them, love them, love them, serendipity. The universe is going to create signs, synchronicities, and serendipitous events once you can release this and be in the energy of love. You may be getting a lot of signs and synchronicities. That might be why, if anyone's in the devilish energy, you could be in the devilish energy, because you could have this deep soul connection and there's, you know, oh, the between worlds. I knew it was going to come out. I got it in the thing, right? The gradient. There's a 5D connection and there's a 3D connection. In the 5D, you have the beautiful soul connection. I'm talking now to people who are in deep soul connections, / could be twin flame people, only if you resonate with that. In the 3D, there could be a lot of stuff that is not so positive that's going on here that needs to be released. In the 5D, there's a beautiful connection and there's a lot of synchronicities. Your manifestation with this can bear fruit and burst into color. It may not come in the way you expect it, but something magical can come out of this. You need to do some cleansing, some clearing, some releasing, thinking about your building blocks, building yourself up, building up your self concept, your affirmations, your visualizations, keeping those very clean and focused and crisp, and ignoring that fly, that sticking point. Can we know something about their money now as well? Treasure Island. Okay, yeah, I feel like the money side of things is pretty good. There's a lot of abundance within you that you can connect into. I feel like this group is more of a financial thing. Is there anything else for this group? Maybe I'll choose different. I want to use the Dark Moon Astrology deck for you guys. Crown chakra for you guys. Capricorn I use. Look, we do have a lot of Capricorn energy with the Devil and the Capricorn card. These are 3-dimensional energies. This is about grounding things. This is about how things work. This is about your money. Capricorn's energy is in this group. Void of course moon missing. It's a bad... Void of course moon is like... really looks like my crystal ball. Void of course moon is like a bad time to manifest something, or when you start something on a void of course moon, it doesn't always come into fruition. So it could be that there's something that's being trying to be done in the 3D and it's like not the right time to do it. There may need to be a bit of a wait here in this card in the Moonology deck is the nothing will come of this card. So there may be a fear around this that is based in attachment rather than love, and that may be blocking this from actually manifesting. So if you want to manifest it, it's not just thinking about what you want, it's like giving love from an energy of love. It's really hard to explain, but watch my videos on it. Like my manifestation, what do I do every day video. I did like 4 of them. My manifestation routine. I think I kind of say it in that. It's not just fixating on what you want from a place of lack. It's feeling as if you already have it and just radiating love to it and feeling the love from your manifestation that's already happening in the future coming towards you. And when you can feel the person giving you love or the situation sending you love, my God, it's about to manifest for you. Because you can key into the energy that's already happening and get it to send you love back in the 3D now, or this dimension. I'm speaking to people now who really know about manifestation, if that makes sense to you. It's very hard for me to explain. Be bold and make the fast move. I think that's... I want to say I think that's them. But, like, why would it then be coming out in this reading? Like, because they're not going to watch this unless we've got some cross-watchers. So, if you've been constantly making the first move, it has to be them that makes the first move. So, in the 3D reality, you shouldn't be doing any movements towards this, but manifesting it, knowing it's going to come. And that, because of these internal ties, will mean that they are the ones that make the move in the 3D. This is a very strange reading. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, and nothing will come of this situation. Void of course, moon. Is this your fear? Be very honest with yourself, people who are trying to manifest. Everyone has limiting beliefs and fears, and I'm sure everyone, when they're starting to manifest, secretly thinks it's not going to work. You have to, once you start manifesting and you see that it works. Your conscious mind doesn't care about how or why anymore. It just knows that it works. And you have to release the fear, maybe that nothing will come of this situation, or you have to face the fear of it. If this is a specific love situation, what if this never came into being? Who would you be then? What would you do? How would you be happy? How would you find value and meaning in your life? Building yourself up to this place where you're independent and single and happy, irrespective of this, because it seems like your career is going well. This is quite a specific message for people trying to manifest a specific person, I feel, which I don't, tell people, I don't work with people on specific people, because you can do it, but I feel like by doing general love, you're likely to attract the specific person anyway, and other people who can give to you easily, quicker, and maybe are for your highest good. But people who are maybe trying to manifest a specific person, there's some kind of third-party situation, like Venus love is on the back, and you have a secret hidden fear that it's not really possible, and you have a fear of doing nothing as well, because it's a kind of control, ego-based thing. There is a need to surrender and release that and do some major shadow work on that. And winter solstice is a time of darkness. And in the darkness, the light shines even brighter. The veil between worlds is very thin. It's a very magical time because of that. Spirit is very present, and we can manifest extremely fast. So you have to be very specific and high vibe, and know that your thoughts are constantly manifesting and creating. So do not let your fears run the show. And this is not a like fearfully policing your brain type scenario, but there is a hidden fear that nothing might come in this situation. And in that is your greatest gift, because if you can get to the place of being like, okay, nothing might happen in this situation, but I'm great and I'm going to find someone amazing, and fuck it, like I'm going to do this work anyway, because it makes me feel amazing. And when you get to the place of detachment is when I think this would shift in the way that you want it, or an even better way anyway. But you can't fake detachment. And it will come. Surrender will come anyway, because you can only be in that energy of feeling that kind of fixed way and that anxiety about something for so long before you get like the Tower. So is there a message for these guys, the Emperor? You might be dealing with a divine masculine, but also this is about you being in that real energy of like not wanting to budge, being very like trying to control the uncontrollable. Of course, manifestation is about you shaping your reality, but it's not from a fear-based way of trying to control. I hope that makes sense. 7 of Wands, this is something you've been trying and trying for a long time, and it's very exhausting. and it's tiring and you don't want to give up, but you may need to give up and surrender. Four of Swords, and relax and like rejuvenate and rest. Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. It's recovery from heartbreak. King of Cups could be someone wishy-washy in and out of your life, but they may feel for you more than they let on, which is probably why it's very frustrating. Queen of Cups, it seems like, yeah, there's a couple here. There is a soul connection. Yeah, I'll get a Lenormand card. Hopefully this doesn't resonate for too many people, but if it does, just know that you can totally shift this energy. It's about you changing the way you're trying to go about this thing. Be like water. Water is gentle, but it can erode great boulders and rocks and all sorts of things, and it flows underground without you noticing what's really going on. There's more going on, that it's like needing to be like that bamboo. Didn't I say needing to be like the bamboo and be gentle and flexible, and finding peace with that like beautiful image we had of the jasmine. No, it wasn't jasmine, it was blossom, cherry blossom. That kind of spring optimism, hope, recovery. I feel like it's there and available for you. Okay, let's get one of these Lenormand, which I don't understand why they're all shuffled in a weird way. Okay, let me just pull one out. Oh, the stalk. Okay, kind of looks like a Japanese watery scene, but also it's like spring, it's rebirth, it's optimism, it's hope, it's creation. It can talk of children. We were getting that vibe. Maybe this is someone you have a child with. Maybe this is related to childhood wounds that need healing and releasing. That's super interesting that card came out, because it's got these like stalks, but it to me it does seem like a Japanese woodcut or something, right? But that's a hopeful, optimistic energy in that card, so that's really nice. And then we get man with a heart. I think that's man holding a heart. Let me check in the book. Which is about, it's like, you know, the King of Cups. Let's read the book for this one in case there's a specific message, but maybe there is recovery here and hope. But it's all about you releasing your fears. And of course, we all have fears. Every time that nothing will come of it card comes out, it's like, I hate that card. Like, but when you get to the point where you're like, okay, but what is this about? Is this that nothing's going to come of my fear? Is it that I need to overcome the fear of nothing happening with this, you know? And once you can kind of go within, your fears are the shadows. Once you shine light on them and like face them, like, oh, what's the worst that can happen actually? They melt away. They're there to help you and show you where you're at. Yeah, this is Hearts, it's called. Great love, family, happiness, and wishes come true. A month of complete bright happiness with those you love. A fantastic family, sincere friendship. So this is about you finding love in that unconditional family vibe that we get from these cards, and with your friendships, and not placing so much of an emphasis on one specific person outside of you, connecting to divine universal love within yourself. You come from a happy family that taught you how to love. I got that love in the beginning with this, and reconnect to that energy rather than this anxious, attached, devilish, obsessional energy that is coming in with regards to whatever this situation is, if this is resonating for you. And it's quite a specific message. Hopefully it's not going to resonate for too many people, but maybe it is. Knowing the people who watch pick a card readings, it could well be for a lot of you. What else? Expected pregnancy. Now these two cards can talk of a pregnancy as well, so there is something of a child floating about here as well. Knowledge of or meeting up with a sensitive, fascinating, reliable person who's very interested in you. And it can be that the person who loves you is already involved with someone else and won't leave his or her family for you. Or it can be great love. And therein is the thing, you know? And we have the ability to make it one or both, you know, we can change which one of those solutions or outcomes is gonna be the one. And it's based on your belief, it's based on your self-concept, it's based on you getting into an energy of self-sufficiency and radiating unconditional love out, not from a place of need and desperation. There is potential here, but it's very tricky. Your biggest fear is that nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to come of this, although you may be so actively trying not to think that you're like, no, it's all good, but secretly you have doubts, and that is going to stop your manifestation no matter how many affirmations you give. So you need to face those hidden doubts, you need to shine a light on them and allow them to shift. What you're feeling, you're healing. So do not ever not feel these things. It's not about lying to yourself, it's about seeing it and then being like, oh, okay, this feeling that I have is based on my past thoughts, which have manifested this current reality. Therefore, the current reality is meaningless. It's an old manifestation. It's an old projection. It's like the old scene in a film, you know, like the old, what do they call, like, the clips of film? Like old, oh my God, I'm an artist that makes films. I definitely should know this. Like, you know, it's the old segment of a film clip. You know what I mean? It's the old bit of film. It's not the reality. It's the projection that's a bit out of time. Like, manifestation is not instant. So it's old energy that you're seeing. So do not identify with it. Do not let your fears overcome you with it. Everything you're experiencing is in your ability to be transformed, but not from a place of fear. And if you want to get a manifestation package with me, you can. I won't do it for specific people, because a lot of the people are trying to attract back, you can, but once you start doing the self-concept, you'll want someone much better. Like, you just will. So it's kind of like, you'll do it and then you won't want that person. So what I'd rather you do it for, like, love in general, for your highest good. And if they're meant to come back, they will come back. But this person, this is like the 7 of Swords card, which we had out, the Fox. There's an energy here of someone who is unreliable, who is deceitful, who could be a bit of a enemy, but it's also your own hidden fears and doubts. And remember, if you fix on this side of this person being untrustworthy, they're going to show you that. Neville Goddard, you know, we all should give people the ability to be their best version of themselves. That is like the gift that we should give them, is like that we can see them through the eyes of love and possibility. So don't fixate on your fears and kind of projections of someone being untrustworthy. But know that you're worthy, and it's not your fault if you've experienced that. It's just you don't want to feed that thing. I hope that makes sense. It's so hard to explain manifestation quickly. Look, I've never noticed this before, but there's an E, an H, and a W on this antique Lenormand thing written. Like, I never saw that before. It's like a ghost trace. So those initials may be helpful or useful or resonant or whatever. I'm going to get like a final oracle card, but I feel like this winter solstice, it may bring up a lot of fears and anxieties and things around this because of the holiday season as well. You should never have like a specific date in mind for when you want something to manifest. It puts way too much pressure on it, and it can stop things manifesting when they would have done sooner. So don't be like, I need this to happen by Christmas, for example. If you can be like, it's going to happen when it's going to happen, if it's right, and I trust that, and I release it, it's going to happen much sooner. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. It's a beautiful lesson here. In the pain, there is a beautiful lesson. There's something to learn. There's something to grow and evolve with you. You will overcome this. Don't see it as punishment. Where are you being called to journey to? Water for you guys seems to be pretty healing. Maybe the fact that you even picked the water scrying shows that. Ooh, and a strong message. Protection, where do you need to call back your energy, or no, call back your power, cut cords, soul retrieval. I did a video today about how to protect your energy in your space. You might want to watch that. You may also want to watch some cord cutting videos. Someone, if there is a third party in this, they may be more aware of you than you realize, and they may be actively sending you negative energy. I saged the hell out of my house today because a load of clients have been asking me about protection, and that's always a bit of a warning signal for me, like, oh, I need to up my like psychic defenses a little bit. Also a beautiful jade chakra necklace that hangs by my bed and has for years, that protects my bed and my energy, was broken in half like a few days ago. So I've like cleansed my space like crazy, but you guys may want to look at the last video I did and do the same. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming in order to fit in? So shine your light bright, especially at this time when we're entering this darkness. Shine it bright. A small light can really illuminate a dark room. I said this in a personal reading today. Maybe that person is watching this video. If so, that is a very major message for you as well. But the darker it is, a little bit of light goes a long way, but it also attracts all sorts of energy to it. So just be aware of that, okay? Strong, strange reading. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it doesn't connect into too many of you, because it's quite intense energy, that one. But there's a lot of beautiful things to come from that. I don't feel like it's like a negative reading. It's just there's a lot to work through, and you'll achieve a lot once you do that. I'm going to connect in now to group 2. It's 3616. That's going to help me. I should note these things down when I don't have my computer for when I do timestamps. It's like 100% easier. Okay, so group 2. Actually, let's cut out all of this. Let's do it for 3636, because that's what time it is now. And it's a nice number. 3636. If you've just joined group 2, you're 3636. You may actually want to check that out as an angel number and see if that has any significance, because it was weird the way that just happened. Okay, let's see for group 2. Let's ask for this energy from group 1 to be released, because that was a strong message. A fuchsius is coming through, reflected from my map in my crystal ball. That's the 13th constellation. Maybe very spiritual group. Maybe numerology is very important to you, because there have been two number significances for you. I'm getting star energy and refractions. I'm getting prisms and screens. Beautiful rainbowish pink, green and yellow and purple. So we've got like crown chakra, we've got heart, we've got sacral, navel. You may do something with aligning chakras or vibrations. It's like a very beautiful light energy I'm getting here. Very spreading out, very ethereal energy. Not very earthed energy. Quite, the way I'm speaking is even like a bit Yoda. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, in your energy, I'm a bit poetic. Communication and language may be very important to you. You may find meaning in ethereal wordings of things. Transient language. Semiotics. God, this is getting quite specific now. But you know, what a sign and a symbol standing in for a meaning of a thing, and how that translates. So I think you get signs and synchronicities, but I also think you're interested in the semiotics of that, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, that's quite a specific message. But it feels like you're interested in the space between things, the gaps in between, the in and out of things, oscillations, rhythms. It's rhythmic, it's oscillating, it's light, it's color, it's kind of artistic, it's creative, it's not naming a thing, but nearly touching the thing, but the thing is out of reach in front of you. And if you were to touch it, it would die. Like, it would kill it. Naming it would kill it. Touching it would kill it. Its beauty is in the transience, the fleeting energy, the butterfly fluttering. It's like cause and effect. It's very channeled. It's intuitive. It's intuitive, it's light. It's like the eye of the storm where it's still, and around it there's something whirling and being created. Interesting. There's trails of dust. There's the space between us. There's the bare bones of the thing. It's like the archetype of it. There's eclipse energy here. So something may have been going on in the, you know, we've had recent eclipses. This is timeless, but it's kind of not. It's winter solstice energies. But we've been having eclipses since like Scorpio season, I think. And something may have been really shifting and changing dramatically for you in those times. Some kind of upgrade, integration, new way of being. Satisfaction, I'm hearing. You maybe have learned to live in the moment, to appreciate the beauty of things that are not resolved and that are kind of abstract. It's very abstract, this group. I hope the messages mean something, because they're kind of a bit all over the place and bizarre. But like, it's a nice energy that I can't quite put my finger on, and I like that. It's not needing resolution, it's just as it is. You may be wondering like what your identity is, who you are. It's like the I am group. When you start doing I am affirmations, you're like, I am. Who is the I in this? And if I say to myself, I love you, that means there are two of me. The I that loves the me. And who is this I and who is the me? And you get to a point where you realize that you are love and that you are the divine. And then there's this other part of you that is maybe like more of the ego, or it's an interesting one to think about. And I feel like you guys are having that kind of experience of like, what am I? Who am I? What is this? How are we connected? Deep spiritual questionings going on. It's not the first group, it was more of a, and this can be one person is watching both of these, and this is like the different sides of you. This is like what's going on in the earthly kind of aspects, and then what's going on in the kind of more etheric realms. There's very etheric, angelic kind of vibrations of this group. It's very spirit. It's very air. It's very floaty. It's very transient. I'm going to try to get a bit more grounded energy with the cards, because it's a little bit like, it's beautiful, but it's a little scattered. It's like, I don't know if in the beginning I said wind chimes, like I think I did before I got into either group, but wind chimes are like totally you guys. Like, I wonder if the wind chime group, like crew, chose the crystal ball, you know what I mean? There is great success and recognition coming in for you lot. There's a feeling also of like the public and public display, and maybe it's like, who am I in public, who am I in private? Maybe these are different aspects of you, but it feels like there is success coming here. King of Swords. He was in group 1 as well. I feel like with you guys though, this is like the air energy I'm getting. This Gemini energy, or this Aquarian energy, this kind of very intellectual in the higher chakras, communication-y, linguistic vibe. Queen of Swords, the Moon, poetic, a little bit Piscean and all over the place, ruled by the eclipses, poetry, I said poetic. It's like all over the place, but it's very beautiful, but it's very shamanic, but it's very confusing, but it's so rich, and it's female archetypes, and it's beautiful, but it's scary and sublime. It's all of those things. There's a couple here. So this could be balancing the masculine and feminine energies, not gender specific, within yourself. Or this could be about, again, a coupling, a connection. If it is, it's a connection that has a lot of shadow attributes, but they're very creative. It's not in a like destructive way. But I feel like there could be public speaking involved in this, with communication in this card. Yeah, one or both of you could be in the public eye. You could be public speakers, and there could be like a dark side of the moon, the bits of the self that are not so easily accessed and accessible to others. Interesting, I spoke about the dark side of the moon in a reading today for a client. Again, if this resonates, then this is like double confirmation if you pick this and I say that, and I did it in a personal reading. But this is aspects of you that are not in the public domain, that are going on internally. This is like the hidden self, the hidden side of yourself. Ooh. Okay, let's take the top one that fell of these, which is the Ace of Wands. Creativity. This group is super creative, and this is a new creative beginning. This is a new passionate beginning. That flew out. Warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Again, sword, air, energy. What is your deepest calling? Maybe you have a calling to be doing something that is to do with spirituality and chakras and energy healing. Have you done that? Is that the hidden side of yourself? Is that what you need to integrate? The Great Gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So you don't have to do this alone. I feel you're calling in your soul family. This is something ancient and undefinable here in this group. I don't know even how to like define it, to say it, but it's there. It's that feeling of like people just coming in. Trust the niggle. What's the niggling trying to tell you? You've got some kind of intuitive hits coming in with the moon. It could be through your dreams, through your intuition. Maybe your logical side is trying to fight against that, but you need to trust that, because energy doesn't lie. What you're feeling is always like, when you're truly feeling it from the heart space, it's a compass for what is going on in your life. If it feels light and good, it's good. If it feels heavy and restrictive, it's maybe something you need to release. You can trust that feeling. You can trust that. And if you can't, you need to work out maybe where in life you have felt a certain way and then it hasn't like paid out for you, or where you felt you couldn't trust yourself, or you couldn't trust someone that you should have been able to trust, maybe a caregiver and primary caregiver or something. And so you've learned to kind of suppress that that primal intuition that we all have from children. And so if that is the case, doing some work around that. But it feels to me like you're very spiritually connected. What do the crystal ball people need to know? Capricorn I use came out in the other pile, so I definitely feel, and fuck me, so did the Void of Course missing card. And can I also say, I knew you were going to get a lunar eclipse. What the hell? I know, I'm good. I know, I'm good. But definitely pile one people have, some of them are watching this. Okay, Capricorn energy is all about the earthly 3D stuff. The Void of Course moon is when nothing is going to come of the situation, and it feels like you as well may have some kind of fear of something that you really desire having in the 3D manifesting for you is not going to come into fruition. But look, there is a major transformation coming in here. I want to look at what they say for the Capricorn card, because it's come out now twice. It's like, I do know a Capricorn who I wonder if they're watching this. Like, of course I know several Capricorns, but I don't know. This is weird. This is not a reading for me. Like, I hope it resonates for you guys. it feels to me like it's a reading for someone I know, but I'm not trying to do that. And I feel like there are messages for other people, but it's very bizarre. Okay, right. Where is the book? Let's look at the Capricorn I use card. Maybe there's something astrologically going on with Capricorn around the winter solstice. If so, let me know. But there's something for this group that's been going on since the eclipses into the winter solstice. There's some kind of major transformation and change going on. Okay, December to okay, that's why. Maybe that's why I need to look in the book sometimes. I usually do with these cards because there's always something in the book. These cards are brilliant when you look in the book. They always tell you the answers. It's not like normal tarot where it's good to use your intuition. Right, so the Capricorn starts on December the 22nd, right? That's when Capricorn season starts. And the winter solstice is obviously the 21st. So for both groups, there's something that's going on between the eclipses and Capricorn season. So it's all around the time of winter solstice. And there's this kind of transformation. And maybe this is when you're thinking about really wanting to ground your earthly desires, but you have a fear coming up that it's not going to happen, or you can't make it happen, and that's what you need to release probably. But let's read a little bit more about the Capricorn card. Well, hopefully some of group 1 are still watching this and then they understand that message. Resourceful sign, and those under the influence long for power and prestige. There is no one more ambitious. They want to take the world by the horns. They are more spiritual goats. It's true. Capricorns are secretly pretty spiritual, in fact. They're the sea goat. They have this watery, as well as being earthly, they're very watery. The Capricorn motto is I use. Since Saturn is their god, they're interested in what is solid, what can be seen, touched and brought. They utilize their energies towards concrete purpose rather than daydreams and imagination. So maybe with this group, you actually need to key into that 3D energy a little bit more, especially with the winter solstice. Denotes a time of diligence and hard work, gaining in status and reputation, for sure, with the 6 of Wands. That's public recognition. You're about to meet all the right people who will back you in your goals. Some will be in a better status and show you the ropes or support you in some substantial way. It's the card of drive and ambition. Okay. Go for what you want in a systematic way. Beware of looking back or staying in the shadows. It's time to unleash your talents upon the world. Romance and relationships may take on more serious tones. Matters should grow deeper and more committed. One partner may be older and higher in social rank, and it will be a guide or teacher for the other. One may also be more serious than the other. Your outcome may progress gradually, unfolding at its own pace. You won't be able to rush matters. I think I said to group 1, don't be time oriented about your manifestations. Don't say, I want this to happen by Christmas or else. Like, that is a real energy of lack and not really trusting in the process. Believe that it's going to come to you at exactly the right moment, and then release it and try to kind of release all that energy, because having a timing on it can mean it will manifest later than it would normally, but it also is just not the right energy to manifest from. Okay, blah, 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 blah. A time of blah, blah, blah. You could be awaiting an outcome or judgment, so look at the surrounding cards to determine whether it will be a good one. You may also be waiting for the answer or resolution to something long overdue. The answer will be just and fair, especially if you've worked hard. And I think this void of course moon missing, which is the card of nothing will come of this situation, is like the fear. Yet there is going to be massive change with this eclipse energy. And I think you need to release the fear of nothing coming from this. Let's read this one, because it's come out twice. Even though I shuffle them and they just fall out. Like, it's not like I don't know, it's crazy. A moon is a friend to the loathsome to talk to. All is not as it seems. This card can be daunting. It may not be an appropriate time to answer your question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want. There is a moment when the moon may blah, 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 blah. Nothing will come of the matter. Matters will not go as you planned. It could end up worse. You could be caught blissfully unaware. Now, as I said to group 1, I feel this is the fear, and this is the hidden fear in maybe your manifestation where you don't truly believe it. And that is something you need to just acknowledge and bring light to and integrate and release. And this is why these readings are helpful. And it's not to say everything bad is going to happen and you're not going to get what you want. It's to say, right, if you want to get what you want, release this fear you have that you may not be really acknowledging that you have. It's fine to feel that. It's not about pretending you don't feel things. What you're feeling, you're healing, but do not feed it. Acknowledge it and say, this is an old manifestation. This is old programming. You know, I am in charge of my thoughts, and I am choosing and I am intending to have X, Y, and Z. It is my intention to have X, Y, and Z. And you're kind of telling the universe. And don't be specific about it in terms of, is it like, don't do a specific person, and put the intention out that you attract love in general, and then that will attract back that specific person or someone better. And the same with finances. Put out the intention that you want to achieve abundance from multiple sources and for money to flow freely and easily to you. Don't be so attached to like it has to be this job or this, that, because you're giving yourself like hurdles, and you may have a lot of attachment to it having to be this, that, or that. That means it makes it much harder for it to come, even if it is the thing that you want that will come. But you can't kind of trick yourself into it. This could be to your benefit. If you don't like something, it's not going to become fixed. However, meditation and any type of psychic or spiritual efforts will work out better when the void of course moon turns up. It is a good time to dream, especially for this group, and even make plans, just not act on them yet. So it's about not taking the action, just trusting in the process of manifestation and putting your energy out, but not sort of like pressing for it or trying to get 3D tangible results. Realize that water flows underground first, and don't be always trying to watch for when it's going to kind of manifest, but trust it. And it will probably, if you can release this attachment to it, release the fear of it not having it, it will come to you sooner. Hope it makes sense. God, both piles have had that. That's so crazy. And it's not picking up on my energy. I can't read for myself. Like, it's just not possible. You know, it's not me. And also it's just not me. So it's like a collective thing though, for everyone to try and, maybe because I've been talking about manifestation a lot, you guys are like thinking about it, and I can't like do all of my stuff to do with manifestation like as YouTube stuff. There's too much stuff and I don't have time, and I'm working with clients privately. Like, I can't just give it all away, but I will give out bits and pieces. But then also do your own research and look into it properly, because if you're trying to manifest from a place of lack and not really believing in it, much better to work with someone who knows what they're doing, or research it a bit more, because you could be really like screwing it over, like making it difficult for yourself when it doesn't have to be exactly yin. You need to get into the energy of the receptive well, connecting to the wellspring, connecting to this unconditional love, being in this feminine yin energy that doesn't push and strive. It allows things to come to you. It's not gender specific, by the way. It's just the energy of allowing and not striving. A change in the wind. So change is coming here for sure, especially with the lunar eclipse change card. I think we have another change card, I can't remember. But there is a change coming in here. I think you fear that it's not coming soon enough. But there is a change, and you are getting a leg up from the universe. And be mindful of the people around you who are helping you, even if it's just snippets of conversation you hear, you know, certain things you stumble across, suggestions of people for books to read. There is information that is going to be useful for you. You've got to use your discernment on that. If it feels good and empowering, it's good. If it feels like it's trapping you in something and it's kind of perpetuating an anxiety and it's addictive, and you know, that kind of energy. Try and cut that out. Where are these cards? Oh, they're here. Okay, what can I get as like a... I'll get my Antique Lenormand deck for you guys as well. What is it that these guys need to know? Group 2. Are these the right way around? Yeah. Group 2. What do they need to know? Whoa. No, we can't have that. That's too many. What do group 2... Oh, okay. These are hard to shuffle. The Ring. So this is about commitment. Perhaps committing to something. Long-term commitment. Not about short-term... like short-term effects, but long-term changes and stability. Oh my God, how long have I been talking? Like 20 minutes, okay. These are long readings. I haven't done them for a while, I guess. Let's look in the book for if there's a message about that. You guys are very ethereal. I'm all discombobulated with you lot. All right. Maybe focus. Trying to focus your manifestations will be really helpful as well. Vision boards could be really good for focusing you. Solid relationship and advantageous contract. Fundamental emotional choice. Optimistic and confident about your feelings. A pleasant novelty eases a difficult situation. Advantageous contracts, that's good. A solid and well-founded relationship gives you an emotional stability. But I think this is about finding that within yourself in order to manifest it in the outside. Because it can also talk of doubts, jealousy, groundless fears that can ruin a union that could have been a fairy tale. So it's about finding the stability and the solid energy within you and then radiating that out, so that you become like this lake that is unruffled by anyone else's energies, and you are this solid, energetic person. I will do a meditation soon about how you keep your energy within yourself so that you're not scattering it, so that you become magnetic and powerful, because I think you guys would benefit from it. It came up today in a comment that I did for one of my other videos that I realized it would be good. But yeah, focus for you guys is important. Good news puts a new life into a stagnant situation. So I do think there's going to be change. So let go of that fear. With the help of those that love you, you've made progress and graduated. This is to do with like success. Good understanding in both family and couple stimulates you to giving your best at work. Unexpected business trip, growing professional role, benefiting from a well-matched marriage, material comforts, triumph over difficulties. That is with the Six of Wands. That is the card of victory. So I feel like there's good stuff here. It's just about you committing to yourself, committing to what it is that you want and becoming unwavering, not paying attention to what's happening in the 3D if it's not matching what you're trying to manifest, not responding, not scattering your energy. These readings have been quite strange, but I suppose the winter solstice is a strange energy. Yeah, I'm going to get one of these as a final message for group 2. I love tarot. I hope some of you read tarot, because otherwise I feel like I'm just laughing at my own jokes and I'm like a comic that you have to really know like comedy to understand my jokes. Like, God, I hope someone here is a tarot reader. Please tell me if you are and you understand the joke. Limiting beliefs and Kundalini, new creative energy and new beginnings. The only thing that is stopping you from what you're trying to manifest and your beautiful, passionate new beginning in love, in your career, in your creativity, everything you could ever want. Passion, fast progress forward. the only thing that stops you from it is the attachment to it and the limiting beliefs you have and the stories you tell yourself. And probably the desire to have it fast. Such a, like, it is paradoxical. The universe is funny. The universe is funny. The universe gets my joke. The universe created this joke. But I know not everyone will get the joke with the card. And so I feel like it's like lost. And it's such a good joke. But anyway, this is the card of limiting beliefs. Swords are all about thoughts. And this group is very thought-based. And these thoughts are literally trapping this woman. But she is not stuck. She can free herself. She has the means to free herself. She can cut herself free. There are no swords behind her. She can just step back. Her arms are tied up, but her legs are free. Like, she's not trapped. It's not as bad as she thinks. And like, she's free and she can have whatever she wants. She can have her new beginning. Let's get one of these. I'm in a good mood now. This is funny. I like this. Truth be told, set yourself free. Set yourself free. I should do comedy with tarot. Free yourself, people. The truth will set you free too. Speaking your truth. Communication is big for you guys. It will set you free. I saw a van with an owl and a key in its mouth, and I like wrote it down as a sign for me for that day, and it was like inner wisdom, inner truth unlocking and freeing you. Esoteric knowledge that you can gain through like this inner wisdom, this hidden knowledge basically. And that owl is reminding me of that. Ooh. Ooh. Observer. I do get a cross-watching vibe from this whole video. But I would also say, and that means that like someone who someone else would normally be getting tarot readings on is actually watching the tarot readings potentially. But also I feel like social media could be a thing here where you are either looking at someone's social media and trying to understand what's going on with them, which is so redundant. It's so human to do that. But it's meaningless because what you are seeing is an old manifestation playing out. It has nothing to do with what you're manifesting. And anyway, social media is rarely accurate anyway, but especially when you're manifesting because there's a delay. So even if you're seeing someone's fabulously wealthy and you're trying to manifest wealth and then it's making you feel bad, I mean, that's bad for your manifestation. If you're trying to manifest love and you're looking at an ex and they're posting stuff and you're trying to like get them back and it's making you think that this is going on, that's not good for your manifestation and it's irrelevant. Circumstances don't matter when you manifest. The current circumstance is irrelevant. You are manifesting what you want and it takes a while to trickle through. So do yourself a favor and do not look at anything that is disempowering you. Social media, general YouTube readings, even this one, if it makes you feel disempowered, but it shouldn't, because I'm giving you very good information on how to free yourselves. But if it doesn't feel good, do not watch anything. And some things can feel good in an addictive way, especially with tarot, but you need to know and be honest with yourself whether it's really truly making you feel free. And when you're in a spiritual awakening, you do a bit of an information gathering mission, and you can go down a lot of YouTube avenues and they can be extremely helpful. I watch YouTube videos. I don't really watch readings, I have to say, anymore. Occasionally I do, like I watch Gemstone Tarot general like daily readings, but a lot of the time now that I'm really actively manifesting, I'm like, you know, I don't need to take that on. Like, yeah, it could be. Usually they resonate for the day I've already had, and so it's just telling me what I already know, and that's what all tarot really does. Well, maybe that's because I'm also psychic, that it will tell me what I already know. I'm not saying that tarot is redundant at all. I'm a tarot reader and a psychic, but I'm saying general readings on YouTube can be a bit like crack, especially when you're in a deep soul connection or you're in a twin flame connection, you're trying to understand it. It can be useful in the beginning, and then you could just go into information gathering overload and you're not actually helping yourself. And if that's the case, you need to really understand that. But it's your own journey, and you'll come across things as you're meant to. So me saying this is definitely a message for some of you, but it's very clear that something you're observing or consuming is making you trapped. And you need to free yourself from that. You can manifest whatever you want. You can have this passionate new beginning with this person, or this situation, or whatever it is you're trying to have, but you need to free yourself. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression, and truth be told. Getting goosebumps. This can be a message for me as well, that I'm doing a good job saying this. It's probably not a popular thing for me to say on YouTube. But I also feel like there is, you could be in an avoidant energy where you're spiritually bypassing, by cocooning yourself in some kind of energy that feels comfortable and distracting and helps you to not be present with what's actually going on, and you think you're manifesting but you're really not, and so you're a bit in no man's land, and you need to kind of set yourself free. The voice is powerful, your words are powerful, you do manifest through your words, so start using them to set yourself free. Tell a new story of what you want your life to be. Get into scripting. You don't have to do it with me. Like, look it up. Maybe on YouTube specifically look up law of attraction scripting or manifestation scripting, but don't go down any crazy wormholes. But manifestation is not the worst one to go down wormholes with, but just realize when you're watching endless videos where they're telling you the same stuff. And I would go for the original law of attraction and the original manifestation, not like, there's a lot of, I would say, not wonderful vibrational videos about like, make them beg to, like, make them obsessively beg to be dead unless they're in your life. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but the message they give you is how to manifest, but the people they're attracting with those titles, it's clickbait, and it's like desperate energy that they're attracting in. And they also, I feel, like to keep people slightly stuck so that they're reliant on them, so that they watch their endless videos. It's not that tricky, law of attraction and manifestation. You know, I don't need to make hundreds of videos to show my clients how to do it. I send them like a few things that they have to do. You know, it's not, you don't need to endlessly research these things. Just put them into practice and see how they work for you. Or come to someone you trust to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but just, there's something there that I just need to like put out there for you all, okay? I want you to empower yourselves. My ideal clients do not need me after a certain amount of time. They work with me for a bit, they evolve, they do really well, they flourish. I want my clients to be successes. I do not want my clients to be reliant on me and not be able to manifest and to be endlessly getting tarot readings about the same person and like, no. I want my clients to be able to manifest. And of course, I want them to come back at later points in their lives or however often to check in with me and get, you know, I have no problem with repeat clients. I love my clients. But I'm just saying, like, I love it when they free themselves. I love it when they get into a place where they don't need me. And I do worry about some of these things that people can watch. I've made a lot of these mistakes I'm telling you guys about, so I'm just saving you from it. But at the same time, you learn through all of this. So don't beat yourself up if you're there. It's part of the spiritual process these days with YouTube and everything anyway, that you know, you get into these things and you'll learn through it the way you're meant to. So this has been a really quite crazy reading, but I'm going to close down the energies between us, although it doesn't want me to. It wants like another, let's get one of these. This is the final card. This is the final card. I'm definitely like, there's someone who's really intently watching this that is very interested in this, because they're like, you know, you and your loved ones are safe. This is Cancer energy. This is to do with the home, the family. You know, everyone is safe. You are safe. Your loved ones are safe. Believe that. Feel the love of your family. Feel the love of the universe protecting and covering you in its arms. radiate that out, be in the energy of love, and everything will flow to you. What's this? Oh, this is just reminding me, new passionate beginnings. Okay, my loves, closing down the energies between us, restoring the auric fields, wrapping us all in universal love, light, and protection. Gatekeeper guide, keeping me safe and protected from any energies, releasing me from any energies, and closing down the auric fields. Take care, guys.